go to the next one, then he won't be able to get it.
Okay.
I don't know his number. What is his number?
Okay.
I don't know his number. Okay, he's coming back in again. It's still the same. Okay, there you go.
What? Hello, handsome. Hello, babies out
Yeah,
there in
it's cool.
cyberspace. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. Let me shut up. You know I spent the money on singing lessons. It's Mother Love and Mr. Cool, TLC. What is going on? How you feeling? What you doing?
All right, cool. Just trying to get it together.
Well, you keeping it together. I'm telling you now, we got some stuff to talk about. You know, it's a whole bunch of mess going on right now. And with the two wars and this new he looked like an old child, the new Speaker of the House. They are just insane. All of them have just lost their mind. And so we got that going on. Then I've been out of the dating world for quite some time. And even though me and my husband, we dated in the Costco. Okay, so I was reading this article. Like I said, I've been out of the dating game a long time. And that's I'm coming to you as a single man. What do men really find attractive in a woman?
I don't know what they do. I mean, I just handle
Oh,
your
that's
business,
true.
do what you do, and make sure that you take care of yourself well. That's enough for me.
You're easy like that because
Yeah.
was really
I ain't got a
surprised.
lot of demands. Why I got a lot of demands? Because then I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to step up just as well. If I'm asking for a lot of demands, I'm gonna have to bring something to the table too. So
That's
I'm not asking a lot because, it's the simple things in life that make things go wrong. I mean, things go right. It's not the big stuff and making it all difficult because you want to live this fairy tale life. Some people want to live that fairy tale life. I ain't like built like that.
Women, you said because a lot of I run across a lot of women who have this big giant list of demands. You know that they're gonna. This is their criteria for a man. Okay, he's got to have a good job. He's got to forget about. I don't know what a bad job is. You know, maybe someplace that you don't like to be. He got to have a good job. He got to drive a new car. He got to have his own house. He got to have this, that, and the third. And I don't want him to have any kids. Okay, but you got three of them. You got three kids. You riding in a hoopty. You know, you got a job that you working on. It's an honest job. So what do you bring to the table of somebody that you put in that high esteem? And you said you don't expect a lot. Is it you don't give a lot? Or because it's a lot of work? I remember, I'm just asking because I've been at the dating world for quite some time. And they have this whole list and they don't say what they're bringing to the table. And on top of all that, if you got a baby, if you a baby mama and you don't want him to have any kids, what if he wants to? He sticks with you, whatever the circumstance. He sticks with you, and now he want to have kids. Now what you gonna do? I mean,
And that's the issue right there. If y'all don't talk before all this gets started, don't wait in midstream to change the plan. Because that's the problem. But don't nobody talk. Everybody want to live this lifetime, fantasy that, hey, I want a man that sweep me off my feet and all that. But it takes two people to make things go around.
right?
Unless your man got a real good job or he got some real good stuff going on, then I can see that. But if y'all, come to the table equal, y'all gonna be equal.
Mm-hmm.
If you come lopsided, then it's gonna be
He
lopsided.
said lobster. I haven't heard
Yeah.
that word in a long.
Yeah, if you don't, you gotta have something to bring to the game. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, it's the fellas sacrificing too. You know what I'm saying? Like if they get with a girl and they got a house, say they both of them got a house, who gonna give up the house?
See. So let me ask you this: if you were getting married, would you sign a prenuptial agreement?
No, why?
I, that, I don't understand it either because I'm like, if you're marrying somebody and you standing before God and everybody and you say, and you don't even believe in God, then you want to get married. Okay, so you want to get married. And you got this, that, and the third. She has this, that, and the third. And if one of the thirds, mess up, then it's like, what are you gonna do? I mean, to me, prenuptial agreements are. This is just me, Mother Love, saying this. They to me are. I'm protecting myself in case something goes wrong, and I want to be ready if something goes wrong. I still got my toys and all my ducats up.
Right. That means you premeditating something gonna happen.
To
That
me, excuse
that's
me.
what that mean to me. If I'm signing a prenuptial, that means I'm looking for something down the line to go wrong.
That's I mean, why would you do that?
But people, hey, I don't know why people do it. To me, that was a Hollywood thing. And I say Hollywood because that was people with money that made that decision. That didn't trickle down to the middle class.
To us, it didn't come down to
No, it didn't come to us
us.
because half the time we ain't got enough to say what's a prenup.
This is true. I mean, and people are, will get like these massive life insurance policies, and then their spouse mysteriously disappears or mysteriously comes up dead, and that you would kill your spouse. Remember the lady that was poisoning her husband with his smoothies or something he was drinking every day? I mean, that
Right.
is so premeditated. Why would? Because I think she had a boyfriend. Okay, but you would kill your husband so you could get to your boyfriend. And that's how deep it go. I'm like, come on, y'all. When the grown-ups coming into the room again? Come
Because
on.
we don't know how to, if it don't work, and it's not gonna work out, fine. Let's break up. I know we had time, it's good memories and all that, but if it ain't gonna work, go find somebody that's gonna like you, and I'll go find somebody gonna like me, and we'll be cool. But if life was that simple, everybody would do it, but they can't because they look at each other as property.
Men look at women as property.
Women
And
look at men as property too.
oh well, yeah, they did look at men as property and their children as property, and now they're saying, oh, they
Right,
learned a lot from being enslaved. They all learned a skill. Look at all these people that came up from slavery, and then I guess he thought that he was gonna get away with that, and it was a picture of George Washington's sister talking about she was born a slave. I'm like,
right.
and the pre-ignition, not the pre-ignition, but the promise of I don't know, everybody doesn't want to be married, everybody doesn't want to have kids, and that's their prerogative. And I think that, just like what you said a few minutes ago, you got to sit down and have these conversations before you take that jump, because marriage is no joke. It is no joke, and you got to be in it, 100%. I wake up every day, thanking God for letting me get up. And what can I do to make my husband happy today? Maybe just a little bit of happy, And he's kind of like you. He's not hard to please at all. He is not hard to please. If I told him we was having peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for dinner, he'd be like, "Okay, that's cool." That's it.
Right,
He's not particular like that. And see, like you said, don't come in changing the rules in the middle of the game. So you would sit down with her and this goes for all couples. Sit down and have a conversation. Have the uncomfortable conversations. Have the one about sex and money, and this is
hell,
yeah,
had that conversation before y'all even talk about getting married.
just what.
Like for real. Because if I'm waiting till marriage to talk to you about all that, because it's about to get serious, then when was it really serious?
Oh, see, now that's a point well taken. When do you get it? How do you know it's solidified and that you could do this in the long run? What they always say, marriage is a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And it is, it's every day. But if you don't want to, I mean, there's some days I'm sure my husband think, I just cannot believe I married this crazy woman. She is insane, and I love her insanely. And so, and that's how it goes. Because like people say, well, you love your husband. I love my husband today. Tomorrow could be a different story. And he always telling people, she gonna be buried in the backyard in a pine box. So I'm like,
Right. But y'all got that dynamic. Y'all know y'all dynamic. You see what I'm saying? If you don't know the dynamics of the other person you dealing with, it ain't gonna never work.
and
If you don't know they wants and needs and likes and dislikes, you don't even know that person. You barely know their last name.
her name is Shay. Wait a minute, I know what her name is. I remember her sister, and it gets crazy like that, And to
Right.
sit up and say, "Oh, I can do this. I can do this." I mean, it's a big jump. I mean, people. I was at one of my girlfriend's wedding, and they were standing up there at the altar, and the pastor, was starting the marriage vows. The husband, to be the groom. I'm gonna get it together. The groom passed out. at the altar. And I'm saying to her, do you really think that this is a smart move? I mean, do the best.
What he pass out for?
He said, I don't know. But the rumor was that he was just really, really scared. So they, they took him in the back and, got him calmed down. And as soon as he came back out, he was still shaking, still shaking. I'm going, girl, I don't think this is the dude for you. I mean, this is not the, and he was one of them kind of guys that I'll just go with whatever you tell me. I won't think for myself. I won't make any decisions. And, if you make all the decisions, then I'm never going to be wrong. And I thought that's some crazy talk right there. Well, they bring him back out. He just shaking like it's a leaf on a tree in the fall. And finally, they got married, and he was sitting. He had to sit down at the wedding. So he in the front. I'm like, is she really gonna do this? I mean, to me, that was like red flags for days. They got married. She thought it was gonna be happily ever after. She called me up, I guess about 2-3 months after they had got married. And she said, girl, I wish I had listened to you. Oh, I wish I had listened to you. His passiveness got on my nerve. Dude couldn't even make a decision about. She was hysterical. And I could not say, I told you so.
Oh no, but hey, you don't have to tell it. This is the killing part about I told you so. I told you so. You don't have to say it no more, because people convict themselves before you even say it, because they think that's what you gonna say. So I don't have to say it no more. I be like, right, because that's the only thing I can tell you is right, because you already know you convicted yourself.
when you said and then they get all angry and upset, and I can't believe he did this to me. And I'm like, I can't believe you did this to yourself, And they don't come, they don't
You
come
gotta
to the
be
table.
ready. I ain't never been married, so I ain't gonna say that, but I know the fundamentals of getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. And it is not watching TV, because if you look at TV, let's be realistic about this. If you look at TV, all these different shows and different things like that, they make you think marriage is so super. Oh, now I'm a man. I don't got no life no more. If you watch all these shows, they all make it seem like marriage is really humdrum. Like, oh, my wife is this and she's always gonna want this. And it's really not like that. It's really not. And I think we live on TV so much, and trying to keep up with the Joneses on everybody else's life, we don't know what's right for us.
Oh, it's they have several of these shows on. The Real Housewives of wherever, Beverly Hills, Savannah, Georgia, Real Housewives in New York. They don't even have the first clue. First of all, they're making a mistake calling them housewives. We are not housewives. We are domestic engineers, and we cook your food. So what, I mean, come on, let's roll with this one right here. And they all dialed up and made up. And I saw one episode of, I think it was the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because I just wanted to see, what was going on, And
Right.
the chick jumped across the table and snatched this other chick's wig off her head, and they got into fisticuffs, and it was just everybody looking around like, oh, they getting ready to fight. This is what you want your daughter to see? This is what you want your mama to see? This is what you want your nieces to see? Really? That you got so much animosity. First, I think a lot of it is made up, because they crack me up with reality TV. Ain't no chick walking around with no weave just got sold in. Her face beat, eyelashes beat. Well, I take that back, because there's a thing going on with the eyelashes, and and I see them on everybody. The hairstylist, the lady who bringing up my groceries, the lady who bagging on stuff. I'm like, oh. Then I saw this one, and I was suspect. But you see people, and you're like, what's wrong with them? This dude had on, he didn't have on the strip eyelash. He had on the one individual. And I was like, has it come to that?
Yeah. Let's be real. Men are getting BBLs too.
What's BBLs? What's that?
The Brazilian booty lift. Like, that's what they call them, BBLs, Brazilian booty lifts.
I've heard that.
Yeah, and men are getting them as well.
And this is what I didn't realize, that a lot of men more often. Well, I shouldn't say all the men, but a lot of men, with the dreadlock, they get their dreadlocks sold in just like we do. They got a
Yeah,
week.
it's a lot of this stuff that ain't real because you want to look like somebody you're not.
That's the
And
whole.
we got an image problem.
Well, somebody told you too short, you too fat, your boobs are dripping. That's not what we're looking for. You got to be tight, taut, lips got to be big enough where you could suck a city mop. I'm like, it's not that serious. I know you heard that adage about a dude meets this woman, and they hit it off, and they getting ready to get all off into it, and she take off her dress, and she got she got two Spanx on. She take off the Spanx, she take off the pantyhose, she put her wig down, take her eyelashes off,
Right.
and do it.
Right.
I'm just gonna go over there and do it to the chair, because that's
Right.
only
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
over there.
Because by the time you got undressed, I done probably fell asleep. Because you
See,
got to take off that other person. Like, God. Well, I ain't know we was doing a menage a trois. What you mean? What you mean a menage a? Well, it's me, you, and the girl on the dresser. I mean, which one is we going to be? I don't. Let me go and change it to my alter ego. Well, I'll be right back. Like, let me go take all this stuff off. I'm going to take the muscles off. I'm going to take the mustache off. I'm going to take all this off. So you can see what I really look
what
like.
I really look like. But see, that's when not but, and that's when that's that right person is for you. I mean, well, I mean, for me, it was love at first sight. First time, okay, it was lust at first sight. He was the finest guy I'd ever seen in my life. It was just like God just put him on that elevator, and the doors open. I was like, oh, that's it. This is what I'm. And we sat down and we had conversations about that. And
Right.
we also had an 8-year-old son when we got married. So we had talked a lot about that, about money, about family. One of his things was, your mom and them are not in this relationship. You and your girlfriends, we're not in this relationship. I was like, I know. That's why I picked a guy like you, because they were certain. They still to this day intimidated by it, because they said, she get somebody love her like that with her fat self. Why how he gonna love her and ain't gonna love me? Cause I'm high yellow, I got straight hair. I'm supposed to be the pick of the litter. I was like, well, see, that's the problem you got right there. You think you came from a litter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess she. You know what they say. What's a female dog in the litter?
Okay.
All right. But anyway, that's a
Anyway,
whole.
moving on.
Yeah. Moving on. And then it was that.
And then
Y'all
with
figure
that
that
part,
out. Y'all figure that out in the back row.
I don't understand women, and I don't understand women who can juggle multiple men. And I got a boyfriend. Well, I take that back. When I was a teenager, I never did anything with him other than some smooches and some kisses. I was dating 2 sets of cousins, and they was all related.
Yeah. I mean, I
Oh,
don't. Well, I don't
like
know.
some of y'all are so
I don't
easy.
know.
Some of
Yeah. I
y'all.
don't. Yeah. I don't. I don't. But if you ain't, if I'm not obligated and we just talking,
Mhm.
how can anybody get mad if I set it up front? Like, I'm dating, right? Because I don't. Okay, like, okay, I don't get it. I mean, if I'm exclusive to you, if you want to be exclusive, then yeah, okay, we got to sit down and have a conversation. But if I'm dating,
And you tell her.
yeah, I'm dating. It ain't we scared to miss an opportunity. We scared
Oh,
of what could have been
oh,
instead of what was.
on what is. Oh,
Right.
that's some very dangerous territory to be going into, especially when you fool. I tell people, don't be playing with people's emotions. There are, I mean, people that when they say, you know, if I can't have you, nobody else can have you. I'm like, oh, okay, you don't have to have me. Okay, that'd be me.
Oh yeah.
That's me trotting away from crazy.
Yeah, nah. Yeah. And I mean, women know and men know who they gonna put up with and who they ain't gonna put up. You looking for what you looking for. If that person ain't it, don't settle. Quit settling. What are we settling for?
That's See, I thought it was just me. You know, I, I've had, back in the day, when we were starting to get used to everybody, and what we're gonna tolerate, what we weren't gonna tolerate. I told them one thing: I'm not gonna be fighting you over is money. I ain't gonna be fighting you over no money. See, I had a job since I was 14 years old, so I don't think, I don't think it's fair and this is for both sexes. I don't think it's fair
Okay.
that hit your wagon to this particular hit your wagon to this particular person, but then you don't want to, you want to, like you said, change the rules of the game all in the middle of the game. So you got to be consistent and about what it is that you want. But I see this on men and women's side. Wait a minute, my point just went right out there. It'll come back to me. So women and men, I know what I was going to say. You don't have to take care of me. I don't want you to feel financially responsible for me. That's why it's important that you come to the table equally and, put down the rules and regulations. And one of the things that a lot of my girlfriends said, girl, make sure you got your own bank account without his name on it. I'm like, and I would do that.
Yeah,
Why? What?
That's
Because
I just
anything could
that's
happen. Okay, anything like what could happen that I would need to have my own bank account. So I remember when I first came out here to California, I got my first paycheck from the radio station. Okay. I had never seen that many zeros on a check. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to grab or go blind. I was like, oh my God. So I walk across the street to the bank. And I can talk about the bank because it used to be called Security Pacific Bank. Okay, I think that was it. Anyway, so I go across the street, and the guy sees my wedding ring on I wasn't even paying attention. He said, first of all, he wanted to know where you get a check like this from. I said across the street because I work across the street. He went, that's a white radio station. I know over there but white radio stations. I said, and what's a white radio station? They got white people on it. I said, well, obviously, I guess I'm not white. So I give him the check. He looks at the check and he goes, oh, I see that you're married. And I was like, how you know that? Well, I saw the ring on your finger. I said, oh, yes, I am married. And I came out here first, to get everything because I had a job and all that.
right.
So I
Right.
came out to get all this straightened up. This is what the banker told me. First of all, the teller wouldn't cash the check. And so I wasn't signing it until I was getting ready to, it was going to get cashed. So the bank manager comes over and he said the same thing. Where'd you get a check with this kind of money on? I said, I work at the radio station. Well, what do you do at the radio station? I'm like, and why you need to know what I do at the radio station? I want to cash this check. I was going in to put, get start a bank account, right? So he looks at the check and he goes, okay, well, we can't open you up a bank account because you don't have your husband here. You know what I almost said.
Right. Well, like what that got to do with it?
We don't allow married women to open up a bank account without their husband. I said, well, what if he was dead and I'm still his wife? Well, that's not the point. Is he dead? No, he's not dead. Well, when he gets here, and I told him we were just moving here to California. He told me, well, you have to come back and cash your check when your husband gets here.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I went to another bank. Had no problem. And I told everybody on the radio, I said, I'm a talk show host. I'm on the radio. I'm on a big white radio station. And wait till I put your nail behind on blast. Gonna tell me I can't cash this check because my husband isn't with me. Really?
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
It was just so sexist. And he was like proudly, okay, you can cash it when your husband comes in. So I went to the other bank, never had a problem after that. Never had a problem. Well, once when I got I had like maybe 4 or 5 corporate sponsors, and they give me I would get a retainer, and I would put that in the bank so they could just go through that whole thing. So if you got a wife, would you be suspect if she had her own bank account?
Lightweight, because I'd be like, what we doing? Because that's money ain't going to the household. But that's always been the secret talk, which women have with daughters, have with mamas. That's always been a secret talk, and I never understood why.
What's the secret talk that we have?
That you supposed to have another bank account. That's the talk that they have. Like men don't have that talk with they sons and stuff like that. We don't have that talk. Hey man, make sure you got an extra bank account so you can do what you need to do just in case. Just in case what?
That's like a prenup.
Right, but I don't understand why is that such a I hear that more often from women.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, why who made that the rule though? Like, we don't trust from the get. You telling me we don't trust from the gate? Then why are we doing
Why you
anything?
even doing that? And I've heard that as well. You have your own bank account and you have your own. I was like, well, if we in a partnership, and part of that oath, part of those vows that we took said for rich or for poor. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be us, poor for poor, richer for richer.
Right,
So
right.
and you're gonna stand there in front of the judge, in front of the rabbi, in front of the pastor. And did you know that they got rules and regulations in some countries where women can't ask for a divorce? It had to be the man, and you are the woman, you lose everything. No, you cannot, unless he grants it to you. Unless the husband that's doing whatever he's doing to you, that you can't say, well, I want to get out of this abusive marriage because whatever my faith is or whatever my husband thinks is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna abide by everything he says. I'm like, you gotta trust people, and you gotta trust the
Yeah,
person with
that
your life.
yeah,
Like,
that's a country I wouldn't move to. That's damn show for a country I wouldn't move to. I'd be like, what? Oh, nah, I'm good. I'm
right.
good. That's all right. I'll stay
So,
on the border. I'll
see,
put my big toe on
you
this
stay
side.
on the border
I'll stay on the border of your city. How about that?
so I could get out quick.
Right. So if we want to, because let's keep it real. Let's keep it, since we always keeping it real. Let's keep it all the way real. It is people, and I ain't gonna even just say everybody, but
I hear you. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna say this, and I know like 5 people in the back row gonna get up and leave, but I'm gonna say, with my people, we don't get divorces. We just break away and separate.
Right. Go get a
We
pack of
we don't
cigarettes.
even. It's people I know been separated for over 20-something years, and you be like, but ain't y'all still married, right? Oh
Oh,
yeah, we married, but we ain't been together. We don't. He do his thing, I do my thing.
that's
Like,
like the Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. They stay in the headline. Now they're saying that Will and Jada, well, they've said that they've been separated for 7 years, and we've been living separate lives for 7 years. And I guess they don't think that messed up their kids, but they said that they're solid parents to their children, and they're not getting a divorce. They just gonna, not.
you gonna what? Just fade off into the sunset? I
They
don't
not. See,
understand.
that's just it. They're not fading off into the sunset. They're like right there in the spotlight. Oh yeah, he's coming clean about his sexuality. Like, do I give a flying wreck? Shut up, mother love. Watch your tongue. About
Yeah,
who
I
you
mean,
going what with? Why do
if you
people need to
wasn't
know that?
if you wasn't who you was, we wouldn't even know who you was.
So why and if you want people to, have respect for your privacy, why would you just put it out there in the open? And you're not looking for you looking for people to say have some kind of comment about your relationship. I'm like, really, really, and
Yeah,
you're gonna be
I
separated
yeah.
from somebody that long, and you're never gonna get a. Well, I've seen that before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we seen that. We
yeah,
we, we done seen it. We done
I
seen it.
just had to catch myself. And I'm like, oh yes,
Right. We done
yes.
we done seen it. And you be like, but ain't y'all, and then they say, well, if she finds somebody she want to marry, then I'll do it then. I'm
Okay.
like, what? Like, huh?
Wait a minute, but then you go, well, I'm really not looking for anybody, and well, no, you can't marry somebody else because you and me still married. And I have a,
What?
I have a friend who is a serial divorcee. I think she's
Mm-mm.
been married 6 or 7 times. She's been married
Dang.
a lot. She's been married a
Dang.
lot, and I couldn't keep up with her last names. It was just too many, and so the guy she married, his family told her, run. He is not the guy you think he is. Run quickly. And she's like, when your mama and when your betrothed mother tell you, and your sisters and his sisters and his mother tell her, you better run. you better run. And he did
Mm-hmm.
everything that they warned her about, did everything. She had to get away from this crazy man. And I'm like, but didn't they? Well, I would. They just want to wreck my happiness. They don't. They just don't want to see me happy. And in the back of my head, I know I said it because she responded to it. I could have
Right.
swore I didn't say it, but it was like the commercial where they do the replay and they throw the red flag and stuff on the ground. It's real silly. And I was like, I don't think you should be doing that. You just don't want me to be happy like you are. I said, now that you wrong. You know you are wrong. I know I didn't mean to say that. I was like, they nobody told you to go marry that stupid man either. She was
Right.
like, another one. I couldn't say I told you so. I just she was, she was
You
always
don't never have to say I told you so ever again. You don't never have to say it because people convict themselves before you even say it, because it's already in our psyche. When we got to come to you and say something that we know that you done told us about, we get to you and just be like, oh, see, that when you doing all that before you tell the person that, that's where you convicted yourself. Like, you know what they gonna say, right? Yeah, I know what they gonna say. I know. I don't want to hear it though, but you know you about to hear it, right? Yeah, I know, but I don't want to hear it though. You talking to yourself in that split minute because you know as soon as you and all the everybody that always say that be like, I knew you was gonna say that. Well, why you even tell
say
me?
something if you know.
Like you already knew I was going. Now you got an attitude. Oh, hang up the phone, Keisha. I'm
Right,
tired.
right.
Hang up the phone.
Just hang up the phone. And the ones that break up, because this dating thing is a whole new thing, and I'm learning so much all the time. And where they call you and or they text you and are breaking up with you on a text message.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's like real trifling. You messing with these people's emotions, and you gonna send a text to say, you know what, we through. All right, boo, you straight? Oh, now we through, but now I'm still your boo. I don't know how that works. How does that work?
No, that's not the one I hate. The one I hate when you can't talk to me, but you send me a long letter on the text. I'm not reading this paragraph that go on and on and on because you don't want to pick up the phone to tell me.
Or tell me to my face.
Right.
Tell me to my face. If this is not working for you, just tell me. Just tell me that it's not
Yeah.
working for you. And I would have to respect what he said. I'm not chasing after some man and already told me to my face, you a pest. You're getting on my nerve. I wish you could stalk. Well, it wasn't called stalking then, but I probably could have went
Right.
to jail if stalking had been on the book because I'd be showing up getting ready to walk in the. I had classes. I went to class, but people just kind of gravitated to me, and he thought that was fascinating. He was like, "I have never seen a woman like that." And he kept saying, a young lady doesn't talk like that. I was like, dude, let me tell you something. I've been working since I was 14 years old. Okay? And sometimes you just gotta cuss somebody out. And matter of fact, I want you to know this up front. I hadn't at the time I said I went from teenager to womanhood. I skipped all the way over ladyhood. I didn't become a lady until I was probably in like my 30s because I was like, okay, I gotta. Well, actually, I was like maybe 25 because our son was born. I was like, okay, you have to learn how to, say sugar, honey, iced tea instead of you know what. And then that's when the little kids learn to cuss. He said to me, oh, and I was like, where you get that from? He like, her mommy say that all the time. I'm like, shut your mouth.
Right. Here's a bust on your little tape recorder.
And remember everything.
Right. That's why you got to watch what you say in front of them. You know what I'm saying? But once again, like you said, it goes down to this dating game. This dating game is, you can do whatever you want to do. Let me just say that. But don't obligate people in your foolishness. That's what you don't need to do.
What do
And
you
people do that all the time.
do what? They, because I told
Make people you got foolishness. You ain't really trying to date.
you.
But you obligate somebody else to be in your foolishness because you really ain't trying to date them like that.
Right. I just want to make it look like that. See,
Right. You first of all, and here go another first. Here go the first of all. First of all, when you going on a date, and this is I have seen this so many times. You probably have seen it too. You go on a date. Y'all out on a date, y'all talking. Maybe y'all went to dinner or something. Maybe y'all did something different.
Mhm.
But you get that feeling like, I don't want to talk to them. like for real. For real. You do get that feeling like they might have said something, or maybe you just ain't got a vibe from them like that. And it hits you while you at the date. And you just be like, ooh, I don't want to date him. So what the new generation do, they ghost you. They'll just like, after the date, yeah, ha, and then they won't never call you no more.
He said, "Hot."
Yeah, they'll ghost you. Instead of just, it's okay that I'm saying, hey, look, I'm just not attracted to you. I mean, you're a nice person, but you're not the person for me.
Oh, see.
There's nothing wrong with you, but
And they'll say, it's
it
not
just.
you. They'll say, it's not you, it's me. See, you can, and you can.
But that's real, ain't it?
What? Chicks, I tell women this all the time. One thing that I know that teenage boys, young adults, men, period, men don't like women with drama. Men can smell desperation on you. It goes past your perfume fragrance. It goes past your fresh free deodorant phase. It goes through all of that. Dude could smell desperation on you. And why do you feel so desperate that you have to have this guy? See, and I didn't feel desperate. I never felt desperate. I just told the chick, listen, I understand that you're dating this guy. She said, oh, yes, I am. And that's going to stop. That's going to stop right here, right now. That's the father of my children. That's going to be my husband. I don't want you getting run over with this. Now, you can bow out gracefully. And I took her to lunch. You can bow out gracefully, or I'll make your life a nightmare. Okay, what would you like to eat? What you want to order?
Oh, yeah.
All the one word. She was like, next time she saw him, he told me, she said, I was the crazy chick on the yard that liked it.
Right.
Crazy.
You just straight bullied her. So you was a bully? You was a bully?
I don't know why you say that. How is that being a bully?
That is me. Listen, who sits down and tells somebody else boyfriend that they dating, like, hey, you know what? That's good. I like y'all little thing. He got your t-shirt and everything. He got a hat with it all. But all that's gonna end by the end of this week.
No,
like what? Like
that
what?
night, that day. This was
right.
For the sake of the conversation. This was on a Tuesday.
Right.
I said this to her.
That's a bully. Okay. All right. I guess back then they had a bully a standard, but that seems like I think 3 people should call in and tell us if that's a bully.
I was not now this I might have been a bully on. And I'll take that. Okay, so one of the times we broke up, he got this little girlfriend, and they doing the thing, and whatever they doing, whoop the whoop. Well, we would plan family outings. Okay, so we planned a family outing, and the fellas come up, the frat brothers and stuff, and the girl, they come up from Columbus, and they're all hanging out, at our crib because we going to what's the name of the amusement park in Cincinnati, Ohio? Is it even still there?
Yeah, it's still there. Kings Island. Kings Island. Kings Island.
Kings Island. We were going to Kings Island. I'm in the kitchen cooking, we got potato salad, baked beans. I got the grill going, I'm doing my thing. So I ran out of something to get and had to go to this grocery store and I still got my wife an apron on, mind you. I come back from the store and this heifer sitting up in the dining room like she belonged there.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Problem was she wasn't invited. I heard that everybody else was coming up and I thought I would come up too. I'm like, you talking to the wrong person. So then, she done crossed her legs. She done lit up a cigarette. She just thinking she hot stuff. She all that in the chip factory. And I was like, you need to leave. And you need to leave before he gets home. You need to leave here. I'm not going anyplace. I walked in the kitchen. I walked back out. I had a butcher knife in my hand. I was cutting up vegetable. After I got my stuff from the store, and we had you could come up the back stairs. And that's the way I came up. I came up the back stairs, and I see this chick. And I'm telling her, you got to leave. She going to tell me no. I turned around, got my butcher knife. And she was one of them chicks, light bright, damn near white. She was standing there smoking her cigarette, and I just leaned over and I told her, I will cut your neck. I will cut you, and I mean I will cut. Okay, I forgot to tell you about this part. Okay, when I came around with the butcher knife, everybody was in the house. They cleared out like the roaches do when you turn the light on. I mean, they
Right.
was moving fast, running across the street, ran up on the porch. Tell me, she crazy. She gonna cut her. She is going to cut her. So after I put the tip to her neck and I saw her bleed, I was like, oh, I could cut this out. So I said, I moved the butcher knife back, and you can see the blood on the tip. And she got up and she left. I got really pissed off. I'm like, how this happen? I go outside, jump in the car. I cut her off up there by what's the name of the park? Not Luke Easter, but up there on 123rd. I cut her off so she couldn't go. And I told her, roll down that window. Okay. That's when I was like, okay, she is just really stupid. Because she rolled down the window. And I had one of them cartoon faces like, oh, she rolled down the window. So I slid over to the passenger seat. I thought I would have. She rolled the window down. I was like, I was committed then. I had to snatch her through the car door. And I said, let me tell you something. If I even think you are over here, it's going to be hell to tell the captain. Now, what you need to do is get out of my face, and I don't ever want to see you again. I never saw her again.
Yeah, and this story was brought to you by because we not, you ain't gotta tell us your
It really
criminal
wasn't. I was
endeavors.
bullying her. She was what they say, you at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right, but you got in the car and went, you took it a little beyond the call of duty.
I did. Yes, I did. And
I think you took it. Okay, let's rewind this.
He knew.
Let's rewind this. I think where the first mistake was when you drew blood. That probably was the first mistake right there. But we gonna let that slide. But then you get in the car and catch her at 123rd. Yeah, you doing too much right there. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you got to pass traffic lights. You got to turn corners.
It was like one traffic light right there, the corner of 123rd.
But you understand. You got in the car, had to start the car. The girl wasn't driving fast enough. She was doing the speed limit or whatever might be the case.
Got caught at the light.
Right, and you got in the car. You don't see what part of this is all the way wrong? Okay, I got it. This movie will continue next week. Join us.
Wait a minute. I got something to say because when it was jumping off, I told her we got some rules and regulations. Okay, you don't mess with my baby daddy, and you better not ever mess with my son. And he would come home and say, "Mama, she can't cook." What you mean, baby? She don't cook. We don't like her food. I said, I thought you said you didn't like her food. She had to cook it. He was like, she not good at that. And he couldn't have been no more than 4 or 5 years old.
Wow. See, that's it right there.
And one of his criteria was, he said, one of the things I'm gonna need to do, I want you to know about this, is my mother and my sisters, they do all the cooking. So I have expectations of my wife being able to cook. And after I saw that he was trying to cook, I was like, I'm just trying to keep the man alive. I thought the fire department was coming. There was so much smoke in the kitchen. And I was like, you need to get away. This is your enemy, the stove. Back up.
Yeah.
And a lot better. But I told her, I guess she didn't believe fat meat was greasy. And I'm coming up there and you finna get out of here right now. Take your behind back.
Yeah, I ain't about to do all that.
I had to make sure she understood that I was not playing.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta, but I'm
wasn't bullying. That was checking. I was.
Okay. That's what that's what it is now. It went from bullying to checking.
No, you said I was a bully.
I mean, because that's bully tendencies to me. Okay, so all right, yeah, all right. I'll check somebody. What you checking them for? Okay, I got you. You ain't a bag lady at the grocery store, so what you checking them for? Like, I'm not understanding what you're not ringing out.
So I got what I needed to have done. She, complied with my wishes. And you got to be careful when you especially around speaking of being around young people. This is switching gears. a teacher, when a teacher is accused of raping a teenage boy, was arrested at a traffic stop. He was driving because she was drunk. Now, she been plying him with alcohol and sex. This is in Idaho. I didn't think they did things like this in Idaho. Well, I guess
Well,
they do. It's that
yeah, because
Idaho, Idaho.
right,
She's,
right,
she's
right.
accused of raping this child. So he had to be at least 16. This is no excuse. You're a high school teacher. You're 36 years old. You're going to tell me that you, as a teacher, have not seen, heard, thought about any of these sex cases. You didn't look at what was going on with Bill Cosby. You didn't look at what was going on with what's the guy named Weinstein that they claim hung himself in the jail. You didn't look at past the 45th. None of that sexual of inappropriateness. So you didn't see any of this. You didn't see the chick that kept raping the young guy, and she left her husband and her kids. And she got, I don't know, about 2-3 babies by him. And he was what, 14, 15?
Right, but yeah, but he and that was a sad case because the the boy consented to it.
And
Even though he was a minor, and I
she
know but he was like, I don't care what y'all say, I'm gonna still be with her.
right. And she said she didn't care what they said. And she violated her parole because they told her you cannot go around that minor. And the first baby, I think she had the baby in the jail because his mother came and got the baby to take care of. And she goes to jail. They let her out. She go find him and get pregnant again.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
they didn't. He didn't care. He didn't care. I mean, I ain't. The bed you make, you lie in it. You know what I'm saying? And law by law says what it is. But what you gonna do when they keep doing the same thing?
you can't stop them.
Yeah,
I
you
think
can
they got
lock them up
married.
all you want to,
I think
but
they
it ain't
got
gonna
married.
stop it.
Okay, this teacher who is plying this child with alcohol and drugs, it was apparently he wasn't the only one. She had sexually assaulted 2 young boys, one 16 and one 17. And I'm sure in her tiny little mind, she is saying, well, he'll be 18. He will be 18, but he's not 18. 18 is when they say is the marker where you can have consensual sex. So she
Hmm.
allegedly,
Okay.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and see, wonder if it's gonna be one of those kind of stories, where she wants to do them like that. But I mean, in Idaho, I would have never thought they would have had sexual predators that are women. In
I mean, they are, but once again, it, it take two to tango.
right,
So the boy, okay, you
we
could
knew what
always
he was
say,
doing.
right, that's what I'm saying. So where does, yeah, if you go on age, yeah, that's where they gonna catch you at. But he doing what he do, that he know to do because we don't know where we get the knowledge of it from, but we know that's what we want to do.
See, that's the part we know where it comes from, because you think about this child battery and all the craziness and all the lawsuits that were filed against the Catholic, against the Roman Catholic priests, and all the sexual predators that they have all up in the faith, and then they go tell other people what to do with their life, and then they're like, okay, but you have to do what we tell you to do. Okay, but wait a minute. All you do is you move the sexual predator that is a bishop or a priest in the church. You just move them from one flock to another flock to another flock, and they just like got a fresh set of meat, like it's no big deal. And they push the money up under the table and say, well, it'll just go away. This will not
Right,
go away. I
right,
found that in the state of California, we have, unfortunately, the largest population of child pornography. I mean, in the thousands of child, trading us off through their pipeline.
right,
Thousands. And they still can't catch them. Or they might catch one or two so you can see them. Okay, here's a sexual predator, and he's a sexual predator, and you all got to live right here, but you can't live close to a school. Okay,
right,
why do you keep letting them out? Oh, I'm not going to do it again, right? And then you find it with
right,
another little boy or another little girl, because the Catholic Church doesn't seem to, mostly boys have, brought that up, that they were getting sexually assaulted by their parish. And, and they just keep them there, and the kids are like terrified, but you better, this is our little secret. See, I knew that was gonna be a problem.
Right,
They
but
told me this is our little
right.
secret. Why I can't tell my mama that? You better not
Right. That's why I
I'll
said
kill you.
you gotta, because first of all, like when I was saying that, what I was saying by what I meant by it was we got the urge to have sex out of just the urge to have sex. We don't you don't know where it come from with a boy. It just is. It just starts. It's not in the. You ain't have to see nothing to even start to have adventures because your body is wired like that for
Right.
no reason at all. You don't know why certain things happen. You just don't know.
It's called puberty.
Right, but I'm just saying you can't say puberty starts anytime with anybody. It don't have to start when everybody say, "Oh, well, when you turn 6, some people get it early." But you don't know where the urge is coming from because maybe you never seen none of this stuff that's gonna stimulate you, but you know what to do, what you want to do.
They our mother used to call it, oh, so you're running around now, your drawers on fire, huh? Because your hormones are red. I'm like, why would your mama tell me my drawers was on fire? She would say, you keep your panties on. You don't just go out there and just
Right,
all willy-nilly throw your legs wide open, you know. And I'm like, okay, I have been always grateful that she talked to us before we reached puberty. I mean, she was telling us about the real world and how men look at young girls. And I remember one of my uncles, God rest his soul, he was an alcoholic, and that's when they would let alcoholics drink as much as they wanted to drink. So on Saturday afternoon, he would start drinking, and he would dress myself and my sister up, and we all have always looked cute. My mother was like, "Don't you're not going out here embarrassing me." And I thought she knew that this is what he was doing. And he had a big giant pig foot jar. It wasn't no pig feet in it anymore. And he would sit it up on the bar, and the men could come over and sniff us. And you couldn't touch us. He would sniff us, and I would ask him, "Do we smell funny or something?" And they would get close, but first they had to put the money in the pickle jar. And he said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna split the money with." Well, how you gonna split money with a 6-year-old? I don't know anything about that.
right,
And he had us on display. And
right.
he'd come back and the pickle jar be full.
Mm,
I was
mm, mm.
like, what? I couldn't put it together because is he pimping us out? I mean, I don't think that could be the case because we had a relative that was a big time pimp. He had people from all the way up to Buffalo, New York, and all the way down to Miami, Florida. And I was like, really? These women really want to go out here and trade their bodies for money for you? And what you gonna do? Oh, I keep my hoes together. My hoes is cool. I was like, my mother, she said,
Right,
like, you gotta know all kind of people. So we know all kind of people. And he was just as nice to us. If they hadn't told me that he was a pimp, I would have never thought nothing like that. He was always so courteous and so kind, and come to
right.
find out he was one of the
He
biggest.
was, yeah. You just wasn't on his clientele
Oh, no, no, no.
detail.
I was too much like a niece, that's what I thought.
Right.
And
Yeah,
so,
they know and pick and choose who they, you manipulate who you can.
right.
You
And
know what I'm saying? In any instance, really.
what do they call it? Grooming them. I'm grooming her to get into, when she's ready. Out here in California, I had never heard of this before, but apparently it's uh, a ritual, an event that our Latino brothers and sisters have called the quinceañera. When the daughter turns 15, she ought to have been to quinceañeras where they done spent $10,000 on this 15-year-old. I mean, everybody it's all gussied up. We got on lace and
Yeah.
tulle and,
Yeah.
petticoats, and the fellas that, they all get escorted, and the fellas, they got to learn to dance. They have to go to dance class. So when they come out for her dance, all in one accord. And I was like, so what y'all gonna do for her 18th birthday?
Right. If she
She
doing
said,
all this
she on
now.
her own. No, forget it.
Right.
It's like $10,000 on, and it is beautiful. It is so beautiful. I've always wanted to have a quinceañera, and every time I tell somebody they do it when they're 15, it was like, well, you're gonna need to do 4 or 5 quinceañeras to catch
Yeah.
up.
When you said that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna order one of them at the restaurant. No, fool, that's a quesadilla. Oh, okay. I thought you said a quinceañera.
Not a
That's a case.
quinceañera. So,
That's a quesadilla. You got the whole thing wrong.
what
Like,
is it?
Dad, let me get a quinceañera. They be like, what?
It's a quinceanera, and they have dress stores specifically for
Oh
quinceanera.
yeah.
They
Oh
get
yeah.
tiaras, and she got to have on the biggest tiara. They got tiaras, they got tuxedos for little babies,
Yeah.
for
They
the
take
baby.
it serious.
Yes, oh, they go all out. One of
And
my
we don't do nothing but we we
the
we, we
15.
be doing the sweet 16s
Oh,
and blowing them out the water, but they be doing it
oh,
grand.
I had one of my little cousins call me up one day because they would sit up talk about me and I was, this, that, and the third, and said, call her, see if she'll, give you the money for a sweet 16 birthday party. And I was like, dude, I'm not doing that. I mean, he was real specific about how much money he wanted me to. I said, boys don't have sweet 16 birthday parties. This is what he told me. Puff Daddy did. Puff Daddy's son, he bought his son a Maybach. I didn't even know what the heck a Maybach was. I had to go to Google
Right.
and find out. And I was like, I'm still not sending you any money for a sweet 16
Right.
birthday
Like,
party.
no, what?
Uh-uh.
No.
You got a whole bunch of family members. Well, you my cousin too. I'm like, and I live in California. And no, and that's before they had the camera phones. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Yeah.
technology is just going by so.
I'm just trying to figure out. Somebody gotta give me the memo. I want to know who's told these kids at 16 they was supposed to get a car. Like, who said that? Who told you that?
Somebody.
That was a staple in your life.
Listen, and I went for it. I went for a hook, line, and sinker. My birthday is right after Christmas. So I said, I know she's going to surprise me on my birthday. I know I'm getting a car. Now, mind you, I am one of 6 children. And
Right.
I just knew she was going to have me. I didn't even care if it was a hoopty. And I said, so, Mom, where's my car? She was like, what car? I said, I just turned 16 today. Aren't you going to buy me a car? She laughed so hard at my face.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest joke she ever heard. Like, for real.
You know how when you try to laugh and talk at the same time?
Right.
When she kept pointing out, what did your sister just said? She's so stupid.
Oh
And then
my God. Go.
she actually had the nerve to ask me where was the car because she turned 16 today. And she looked at all my brothers and all of us standing there, and she was like, so if I get you a car, I'm gonna have to get the other 5 a car. You want a car? You got a job. Save up for a car. I didn't get a car till I was like 35. First car I ever had.
It's gonna be a hand-me-down if 6 people got to get a car. The oldest one, y'all gotta split that up like they did on Good Times when JJ bought that car. Y'all gotta split that up. Like, well, I get it on Wednesday. Y'all get no.
Right.
No, you get it on Tuesday. No.
Hey, look, and she could have it she could have it one day a week on Sunday. That could be my Mother's Day that had a car. But
Right, because she got to go to church.
She just looked at me like I had lost what was left in my mind. And
Yeah.
then as I got older, and she kept saying, so when you gonna get that car, baby? I said, Mom, I'm saving up for a car. Okay, 2 or 3 years later, baby, when you get in that car? Then after I had my son, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna have to get a car. Okay, so this was in 1970. I remember it well.
Dang.
Because my mother came home. This is after I asked her when she buy me a car. She comes home in 1970 and she got a brand spanking new. Nobody had driven it except when they drove it off the crate, but where they ship the cars.
Right.
She parked it up on the stoop. Everybody knew that was my mother's parking spot. I mean, people did not you had to get out of her spot. That's her spot. She came home and she said, "In bed, I wish y'all would even think about driving this car." I was like, "Okay, I'm going away to college."
Right.
And she never let any of us drive her car. And after that, she said, "Don't ever buy a brand new car." Why? Because it depreciates. It depreciates over time. So now they say by the time you drive it off the lot, it done lost some of its value.
I mean, the car lost abbreviation when it was made. That's when it lost it. When they made it, it depreciated right then. Because they was like, somebody gonna buy this. Yeah, it ain't worth today. It ain't worth today. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I just want to know who told them at 16, who started this evil,
I don't know who started
production.
That. Probably the same person that started the quinceanera at 15 years old.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I would do, because I'm Mr. Petty, always ready to do something. If I had a kid, he was turning 16, I'd be like, son, guess what? I just bought you a boat. He'll be like, you bought me a boat? Why you buy me a boat? Because I knew you was gonna ask about a car. That's why I bought you a boat. Well,
You
what
are
I'm gonna
so
do with the
wrong.
boat?
You
Sail
are
on,
so
son.
wrong. It is
Sail on. That's all
always
I'm trying to tell you.
always
Sail on
talk to
with
you.
that boat.
I'm gonna have to. No, he grown. I don't care if he got a boat. Get on a bike. That's what I say.
Right. I got you a bike, a 2-seater.
I,
What's that for? Somebody else gonna help you pedal?
it ain't gonna be me.
It ain't gonna be me. I'm not buying you nothing that you know you ain't gonna even appreciate it.
No. I just want to let you all know that no matter how big or tall, short or small, thick or thin, it matters not what